Hello, folks. This is Dino. Hope everybody's doing good. Did you guys see the phony Democrats and the thing they're trying to pull over our eyes? You know, they have been drooling out the mouth to impeach this president even before he was elected president. They saw something coming their way that could be a very threat to their corrupt way of life in politics. For decades, our politicians, they've said to us, God bless America, God bless the USA. They've said the right words, gave us the trustable looking smile. But we've come to find out, folks, and we seem to be seeing it clearly more and more every day, that most of these people are nothing but criminals. People on the take, modern day Judases who would even betray the Son of God for 30 pieces of silver. If a man's heart will betray someone who for 3 years showed you his glory in great integrity, power, signs and wonders, and solid character and love like the world has never seen, if you'll betray that for 30 pieces of silver, folks, you will betray a nation. And our politicians, what they don't want us to make them accountable for is their pay-for-play activity that they have been doing behind closed doors, under the table, from people within our nation and with people beyond our nation's borders. I mean, they opened up their pockets to the whole entire world to sell out this country, the American people. But what's going on? Miraculously, we elected Donald J. Trump to be President of the United States. And that outsider they saw was nothing but a threat. And this man that this nation for decades admired, he was a part of our American culture, folks, part of the American dream, his success story. And you didn't find anybody griping or complaining or calling him all kind of xenophobe, racist, etc., that they call him today. They do that because that is a political strategic move, folks, to move you to favor them over him. And yet, folks, they are the Judases of the nation. They are the ones that now, this system of corruption is so great that they even have the media paid for and judges paid for to cover for them, to look the other way, to not pronounce or enforce or invoke judgment upon them for their evil deeds. But the innocent one, like in the days of the Christ, there was the innocent one that had done the nation good for 3 years, went into whole towns and cities sometimes. And the scripture says he healed everybody in there. In that city, can you imagine the joy, the happiness, the celebration? One lady, her only son had died, and they were having the funeral procession for her. And Jesus the Christ, the anointed of God, went up and tapped on the coffin and said, "Son, I say unto you, arise." And that glory of God, the Creator, entered every single cell in that body by the trillions, 8 trillions of them, and reconstructed all that sophistication that he authored and designed to begin with. And when he did that, every resurrection, the world was seeing something unique here but wasn't getting it. Something wonderful was in the land. Little did they know, behind the flesh's veil was the Lord our Maker. But here, this one that did us so much good, after 3 years of immersing and saturating Israel with all his love, power, and glory, by elders of the nation, the people that once loved the Christ turned against him. And they began to desire the murderer over the Son of God. Folks, they had become bewitched. They had become demonized. A spell of Satan came upon those people, and they chose darkness over light, the lie over the truth. The murderer over the one that raised people from the dead. It's amazing how people can be persuaded and influenced by powers of deception and darkness, and that's what's going on through the media, folks. They are covering for the real crooks. They are covering for the real political criminals. And their deeds, folks, are definitely wrong and law-breaking. And because President Trump has now the power and the people to turn the nation's focus onto their deeds, they're terrified, folks. And their only hope is somehow get him out of office. That their Judas behavior and other evil deeds, which are horrendous, might can stay undercover. Well, folks, I ask God, even though as merciful of a God He is, because these people are relentless in their constant attacks against President Trump with their media magic and bewitchings to make him look like the bad guy when they're the real corrupt. Because they've done this evil and pronounced their kind of judgment upon President Trump, trying to stone him, condemning him, trying to make him look bad all the time, I pray the full boomerang takes place and it falls right on the face of every political criminal. And those that have been on the take, whether they're politicians, judges, or others in the land. And this nation gets purged of this political corruption that has been hurting us and that has been dividing a nation once so united as one nation under God. Well, this is Dino, the bad boy, just stirred my heart. Hope you folks have a good day. Pray for President Trump, his family, his cabinet, and pray for the peace of Jerusalem. For the scripture says, those that do shall prosper.